Have you ever wanted to share a memory from your childhood in English? Something that shaped who you are, but not known how to frame the time, the people, or the feelings in a way that sounded natural? Today, we are giving you the language for exactly that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Nest. I'm Max, and I'm here with Mia.
Hey everyone, I'm Mia, and today we are going somewhere personal.
Childhood.
One of the richest conversation topics in any language.
Because everyone has one, and everyone carries something from it.
Carries something means keeps something with you. A feeling, a habit, a memory.
And in English, the conversation about childhood has its own specific grammar.
Grammar of the past. Used to. Would. When I was growing up.
These structures give you the language to place yourself in time and share what that time felt like.
Felt like means how it was experienced, emotionally and physically.
Let me start. Mia, tell me one memory from your childhood.
One specific memory?
The first one that comes to mind.
Okay, when I was about 8, my grandmother used to make this particular kind of bread on Sunday mornings.
Tell us more.
The smell would reach my room before I was fully awake, and I would lie there for a moment just knowing it is Sunday, everything is fine.
That is extraordinary, and you just used 4 of the most important childhood grammar structures.
Did I?
When I was about 8, my grandmother the smell would reach. I would lie there.
All of those just came naturally.
Because you were remembering. And the grammar followed the memory.
That is how grammar works when it is attached to something real.
Now let's build these structures deliberately so everyone listening can use them.
Used to. This is the first essential structure for talking about the past.
Used to describes something that was true or happened regularly in the past, but is no longer true or no longer happens.
I used to walk to school every day.
We used to have dinner together as a family every Sunday.
I used to be very shy as a child.
Used to, then the base form of the verb. No ing, no past tense of the main verb.
I used to play... Not I used to played.
The used to does all the past work. The main verb stays simple.
Now, would, used for actions that repeated regularly in the past.
Very similar to used to, but would is used specifically for actions, not states.
I used to be shy. Correct. I would be shy. Less natural.
Because be shy is a state, would works better with actions.
Every summer, we would visit my grandparents in the countryside.
My father would take us fishing on weekend mornings.
We would stay up late telling stories on holidays.
Would, then the base form of the verb. Same structure as used to.
The combination of would and used to gives childhood descriptions a beautiful rhythm.
Rhythm means a flowing pattern, something that moves naturally.
When I was growing up, one of the most useful openers in this whole episode.
When I was growing up, it places the listener in your childhood without giving a specific age.
When I was growing up, we lived in a small town in the south of the country.
When I was growing up, my parents both worked, and we spent a lot of time with our grandparents.
It sets the scene before the specific memories come.
Sets the scene means establishes the background and context.
My childhood best friend was a natural structure for introducing the people of that time.
My childhood best friend was a boy called Marco who lived 3 houses down.
My childhood home was, then, the description.
My childhood home was a small terraced house with a garden that felt enormous to us as children.
Terraced house means a house in a row of houses joined together side by side.
Now, the memory structure. How to tell a specific childhood memory naturally.
I remember, then the memory, the simplest opener.
I remember the first day of school so clearly.
One of my favorite memories is then the description.
One of my favorite memories is Sunday afternoons at my grandmother's kitchen table.
There is one memory I always come back to for something that has stayed with you.
There is one memory I always come back to. The summer I was 11 and we drove across the country.
Now, talking about what you were like as a child.
I was quite then the quality as a child.
I was quite adventurous as a child. I was quite reserved as a child.
Reserved means quiet and reluctant to share your feelings with others.
I was always then the behavior.
I was always the one asking why. I was always drawing something.
Looking back, a phrase that signals you are about to reflect with adult perspective.
Looking back means now viewing the past from the present, with more understanding.
Looking back, I think I was quite lonely in those years, even though I did not realize it at the time.
Looking back, I can see how much my parents sacrificed.
That phrase, looking back, does something really important.
Tell us.
It separates the child you were from the adult you are now.
The child experienced the memory. The adult understands it.
And both perspectives can be in one sentence.
That is what makes childhood conversations so rich.
Rich means full of depth and meaning.
Now, comparing your childhood to the world now.
Things were very different when I was growing up, opens the comparison.
We did not have, then, what did not exist. Mobile phones, the internet, social media.
We spent much more time outside. We used to, then the activity.
There was more of a sense of, and the quality, community, simplicity, freedom.
These comparisons connect your childhood to the world the listener lives in now.
Connect to the world means help the listener understand through what they already know.
Now, Mia. One more childhood memory.
Something that tells us something about who you became.
That is a high bar.
Take your time.
When I was about 10, I used to make little books. I would staple pieces of paper together and write stories in them.
Real stories?
Characters, plots. I would spend whole weekends on one story.
And nobody asked you to.
Nobody asked me to. I just needed to.
There is a version of you that was always going to do something with words.
Looking back, yes, I think that is true.
Now, asking someone about their childhood.
What was your childhood like? The most open question.
Did you grow up in the same place your whole childhood, or did you move around?
Move around means to live in different places over time.
What is your earliest memory?
What were you like as a child?
What do you miss most about growing up?
Miss most means feel the most nostalgia or longing for.
These questions get to the real person, not just the facts.
Because childhood shaped everything that came after.
Everything that came after means all of who you are now.
And when someone shares that with you in English, even one small memory,
You are holding something real.
something real means something genuinely personal, not performed.
I want to add one more dimension to this.
Tell us.
The childhood conversation in English is not just about sharing memories.
What else is it?
It is one of the fastest ways to understand someone's values.
Values means the things that matter most to a person, what they believe is important.
Because what someone remembers from childhood, what they choose to share, tells you who they are now.
If someone's childhood memory is always about being outside, moving, exploring,
You learn something about how they relate to freedom and space.
if someone's childhood memory is always about family meals, gatherings, being together,
You learn something about how they relate to connection.
and if someone says, I did not have a happy childhood, but I learned things that shaped me,
You learn something about resilience.
Resilience means the ability to recover and grow from difficulty.
The childhood conversation in English opens a door that other conversations do not.
Because it goes back to the beginning.
Now, some vocabulary for describing childhood emotions and atmosphere.
I grew up in a very warm household, full of love and safety.
Warm household means a home atmosphere that is loving, safe, and welcoming.
It was a chaotic household, but a happy one. Busy and unpredictable, but full of life.
Chaotic means unpredictable and without fixed structure.
We did not have much growing up, but we had each other, a phrase that carries enormous meaning.
We did not have much acknowledges material limitations without shame.
Material means relating to possessions and money.
But we had each other, says the important things were present.
That sentence is one of the most powerful in English for describing a certain kind of childhood.
Now, describing the place you grew up.
I grew up in a very small town where everyone knew everyone.
I grew up in a big city and never really knew my neighbors.
I grew up in the countryside, and the nearest town was 40 minutes away.
I grew up near the sea, and I think that shaped everything about how I see the world.
I grew up near the sea. What a beautiful thing to be able to say.
It puts geography into identity.
Geography into identity, meaning the place where you grew up becomes part of who you are.
The smell of the sea, the sound of it, the way it changes mood with the weather.
These sensory details make childhood descriptions come alive.
Sensory means relating to what you experience through your senses.
Now, connecting your childhood to who you are today.
I think growing up in, then the place or circumstance, made me.
I think growing up in a big family made me very comfortable in crowds.
I think growing up in a small town made me value quiet in a way I did not always understand.
I would not be who I am without the experience.
I would not be who I am without that particular kind of lonely summers.
That sentence, I would not be who I am without, is one of the most powerful connections you can make in English.
It links past and present directly.
Directly means without any gap or intermediary.
And it invites the listener to do the same.
To reflect on what shaped them.
Which is how the best conversations work.
One person shares something real, the other reflects, shares something real.
And suddenly you know each other.
That is the whole point.
That is the whole point of English.
Not just information, connection.
Today's question: tell us one memory from your childhood in the comments, in English.
It does not have to be perfect, just real. We want to read every single one.
If you are enjoying English Nest, please subscribe right now. New episode every single day.
Hit the like button, share with a friend learning English, and we will see you in the next episode.
See you next time, everyone.